going to be running around a lot in this match, or in this matchup. And there's a lot to run around and avoid. Snake puts so many hitboxes on the screen. This might be a button check. No, it seems like we're into it.
Yeah,
so we are into it in winners semifinals. Geenie versus Cruxis.
Yeah, looking for that back air. I mean, you're throwing out buttons if you're Snake. I guess you can kind of afford to. You have a lot of things that are safe, but perhaps marginally less so against Diddy than you would elsewise. Because this thing, I mean, you're relying on grenades, and eventually that Nikita kind of controlling the negative space between you two. And well, Diddy generally doesn't allow that all so often.
Yeah, and Diddy has a lot of tools to play at space as well. But Crux is doing a pretty good job so far, opening up a % lead. I mean, this is Snake, and oh no, okay. Okay, all right. I was gonna say, in order for Cruxis to maintain this % lead, they have to stay on stage. They did not stay on stage, and now the % lead is gone. Because that is where, like, Snake is going to take his pound of flesh when you are off stage, and you have to make it back through the wall of grenades and the Nikita and all that, and the mortars once you make it back to the ledge. And all that good work that Cruxis did has now been mostly eliminated unless they can find that hit. Both characters getting sent up so close to the blast zone, but Cruxis finally finding the up air. At that very, very extended up above the stage interaction there.
Yeah, Cruxis finding the kill with that up air, as Snake generally is wanting to recover high, not finding the mark with the up tilt, no opportunity to do so. Cruxis waking up and kicking out. But that's the thing. If Cruxis, they can't rely on overcommitting to those high options all that often. I don't foresee this being as safe as perhaps Cruxis made it look on that first stock, and it's going to be the sweet chin music applied to get that first the first stock off of Cruxis.
And that's you're okay with how that first stock went. You know, you got the first KO, you got a little bit of extra credit. It didn't have to end that early, but it is still Snake. Whoa, Geenie. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Geenie wanting to end the second stock very, very quickly.
Gotta throw the axe out there, man. What do you say?
Yeah, for real.
Not the easiest thing in the world to do to Diddy Kong, to be completely fair, but you respect the effort. Show it as an option.
And on low percents, I mean, maybe you're banking on, like, if something else happens and there's a reversal, maybe you're low enough that you can try and, like, for a C4 recovery, because that play can go very, very, very south if you don't connect.
Not reacting on the banana, just kind of sitting there. I kind of wonder if that was supposed to be buffered, but it wound up just not being registered. Either way, It's going to be the rocket barrels. Oh my goodness. If it's not from one side, it's from another, and CruxisPhantom is going to secure that stock with a little bit of a rocket boost.
And that chaotic game from Cruxis coming through, like summoning all of the powers of naughtiness to get those rocket barrels to do the full circle. That is really, really big. And now doubling the amount of extra credit that he was able to get on the first stock. And if he can get Snake north of 50, that's really, really big. Doesn't quite, but it's very close.
I mean, that's nothing that the grenade itself can't do. So you're pretty much there now, as we are down to the last stock of this game, number one. A hotly contested one at that. It's not just the blast from the grenades that's making me say that, folks. They have been going back and forth, trying to dictate their game plans to each other. And now is the banana, we're going to see that deployed yet again. What can your grenades do that my fruit cannot, is the question that CruxisPhantom is trying to deploy here. And yeah, fruit. Just only now have they been able to land any solid hits. That fair is going to keep Geenie off the stage, and right now Genie's searching for answers, and CruxisPhantom not letting them play the game. Ooh, you got caught on the landing. Beautifully stuck the leg out, and Phantom taking game number one.
We talked about unforced errors before. That was not one. That was just an insanely, like that's the spacing on that down smash was so good that like you almost are not even sure if it was on purpose. Like you can't like kick yourself about like landing on that down smash because that was the leftmost pixel of that hitbox. But I was just about to say that like that was the point where Cruxis cannot let up on Geenie. You have to finish off the stock there and not let the game get close. And that was a pretty good game 1 victory. That was like a confidence building game 1 victory for Cruxis. After the set against Danny, which really kind of looked to be a little slow almost. Like both players like a little slow to react off of get up options. This is the set where like that cannot happen, and it's really been locked up from Cruxis. Like the execution and the decision making has really been there in that game 1.
So we're going to see Battlefield, except smaller this time for game number 2, and Cruxis, trying to continue on that same pace of play, and perhaps maybe the lack of a top platform is going to serve them ever so slight a benefit. But then again,
Geenie I think was the only person who got a benefit off of the top platform in game 1, finding that up tilt kill. But yeah, this might just be like less space for Diddy Kong to run around and zip off the platforms. But Crux is completely undeterred here, going up super deep, well, not deep, undeep, very shallow for that high challenge on the snake recovery.
Projectiles meeting in the middle of the air, dash attack, yeah, Snake's dash attack, pretty good.
Did he
borderline
stuck?
Meme worthy, yeah. And
no, Snake is stuck.
Oh.
Is Snake still? Oh no, it was on him.
No.
He thought he restuck Cruxis. Oh no.
I actually went silent looking for it. It was like as if I myself was in danger.
Oh, what? Oh man, what a huge decision there. I mean, that was that was not something that had to happen. They could have just like kept the C4 out there. But it doesn't have to be terrible. Like that decision does not have to cost them the game. If they can find the up tilt kill, okay, got an even stock, and this has to be about evening up the percent lead gap right here. Starting to inch his way back with grenades.
Yeah, and this is the problem. Yeah, you can utilize it. You can utilize those relatively effectively. Maybe you're not going to get as much out of it in terms of combo potential as Diddy does with Banana, but at the same time, you have them, you might as well use them, because otherwise it's just going to be them, and now they're emboldened to utilize Pop Gun, and you're just going to have to eat that damage.
Yep. I mean, it's at least the one thing you can say is that at least all Diddy Kong stuff can be shielded, and it's not going to explode on you if you shield it. Oh wow, okay, so he evens out the C4 play by getting a hit, doesn't get the stock, but it might as this is kill the percents don't matter if both players are in kill percent here.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can't die to a grenade. That's the only thing. Okay, so all right, so he froze with the Nikita, and then he capitalized on that with the up tilt. Now Geenie, really strong response here in game 2 to stay alive in winner's side.
Yeah, sticking around, but that back air is going to make sure that they don't, at least for their second stock. And one stock apiece, CruxisPhantom find themselves one stock away, but Geenie, at the same time, this is a much more manageable position than they found themselves in last game. What do you think has been the big difference maker for them?
Cruxis, maybe it's the game. You know what it is? The game is played out a lot more on stage. And that has really benefited Geenie because they've been able to get a lot more done. They've been able to lay down more grenades, lay down more C4, and throw out more dash attacks. And it's not so much like having to spend so much of the game recovering. See, like laying out, like getting those moves out, Diddy can't even do like grab conversions because there's a mortar and 2 grenades coming down right on him. And now Geenie in full control here. That was a super quick up B to get back to the ledge. Geenie or Crux is not messing around, but not getting around and not getting back. And now Geenie has forced a game 3.
And that's a rough way to lose. I mean, it is the rocket barrels, you know, grabbing onto that ledge. It can be a fickle beast sometimes. Yeah. And Cruxis perhaps just taking it by faith that those things would reappear, but no, they blew up, and so does that last stock as Geenie finds themselves perhaps revitalized in this game number 3 situation. But my question here is they need to make the most out of this stage counter pick.
Yes.
What does Cruxis? What are they going to do?
I have no idea. I mean, truthfully, I have no idea. Because it's like, do you go big? Do you go for, I mean, like, there's the 3 major elements: platforms, like main stage size, and blast zones. And like you have to consider each one of those 3 aspects from both sides of the matchup. It is going to be Smashville, which means like there is platform play potential, but it is a very small stage. This is Cruxis voluntarily giving up space to run around and use monkey flip in exchange for Geenie not having space to use Nikita to pull grenades and make grenade plays.
Yeah, I mean, if you're using Nikita, you're using it as like exclusively as the ledge guarding tool, and good luck catching the barrels out of the air. That would be some next level stuff from Geenie, but perhaps next level stuff is what you need to make it the winner's final of this particular bracket if the amount of upsets is any indication. Now the ledge trapping game from Cruxis going to come through, gets knocked out of monkey flip, the item play coming forward, and it allows Geenie to get back to the middle of the stage, but not before accumulating triple digits worth of points on their first stop.
And both players, like, you can see it. Like both players, like, very aware of the stakes here. They know how huge it is to make it into winners finals here, and they are, like, they have completely, like, revved up their gameplay. They're always moving. They're always doing something. These are 2 characters that can always be doing something and getting something out on the screen and making something happen. And there is not a single second of waiting here from either player. You saw some patience. You saw some hesitance. Oh no. Okay. Wow. All right. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Both players, I think, are so happy that traded the way that it did.
It's one of those things that you can just sort of settle upon. That's fine.
Yeah.
Cruxis is more than happy with this because it's Diddy on Smashville with 2 stocks, reminder of better times, and Geenie is going to be okay with it just because they are still allowed to utilize dash attack. They're allowed to try to combo this Diddy at low percentages and try to nullify their movement in. And thus far, it seems to be playing out pretty decently for Geenie as they're going to try to utilize the mortars to their benefit. Just Cruxis again, good luck getting a hold of this Diddy call.
Seriously, although like he doesn't have to get his hands on him because that whole passage of play, like Geenie has been holding center stage and the low part of center stage this entire time, and Cruxis has just been jumping around and monkey flipping around above him. But there's mortars up there, there's grenades up there. Look at the percents. This stock started out even. And because Cruxis was playing out that whole time up there, they took all that damage, and that's what led to that up tilt kill. I mean, like, Diddy Kong, when he's monkey flipping and pulling the banana up above in that high altitude space, he's doing nothing to Snake. But meanwhile, Snake grenade, Snake mortar, like, Snake is getting all that damage. And it's really paying off, and that was the difference. That could end up being the difference in this entire set. Was that 1 second stock decision to play that whole time up there and not try to land against Snake. which I don't blame anyone for not wanting to land against Snake, but you gotta get down to the ground and start hitting him some point.
Yeah, and that's the only real place that you can do it. It's going to be Cruxis trying to make their way back. The ledge guarding game of Snake, fearsome as ever. The advantage state, Geenie is trying to deploy. Dash attack is eventually going to come through. They reset position, and again, it's just in time to place a grenade, but Cruxis turning garbage into gold and trying to take this last stock. Geenie, however,
Genie's
stock
fine
away.
to not go with that up tilt. Because they have the stock to play with, and like you don't need to worry about your kill moves being stale if you've got your Diddy Kong at 108% and another stock to play with.
Geenie now.
And that second stock is so critical because you don't have to be scared about rocket barrels. You don't have to be scared about getting caught off stage, because all you need to do is find one more hit.
Oh, monkey flip trying to get the movement option over there. You're sitting at 136 and you're not surviving that. Reads the monkey flip perfectly. You're going to have to eat this boot. And Geenie is going to secure their spot in winner's final. And yeah, appropriately enough, with that up tilt.